What's good, everyone? It's Weebies back with another video. In this video, I will be actually doing a new series. This one is called Top 10s. And in this one, we're doing Top 10 Kanto evolution lines. We're not excluding legendaries or mythical or ones that don't evolve. All of those can be included into this video. That being said, to kick it off, we've got the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur evolution line. They're on here as my 10th spot because I love their design. Their design is amazing. But when they were originally introduced, they had shit for moveset. Their moveset was almost non-existent. They had a couple powerful moves like Solar Beam, and a couple that were, you know, fairly powerful, like Razor Leaf, which I think is a 55. I'm so glad they improved on it in newer gens. And like, not a whole lot to say about Venusaur. Venusaur is on here because of his design. I like his design. He just looks like a grassy dinosaur, which was his intent, which was the intention. Oh, there are a few disclaimers though. First off, there are a couple Pokemon that are on this list that are not in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But that being said, let's go get into a fight with my Venusaur. I also like his Mega Evolution as well as his Gigantamax form. Both of those are pretty amazing. Let's not run into someone where I'm gonna be fucked. Oh, here we go. So we got Venusaur. Mine knows some pretty standard stuff. All of mine are power-wise anywhere from 80 to 90, I think. Yeah, so Sludge Bomb, Petal Dance, and Earth Power are both 90. And then I've got Body Slam, which is 85. Obviously, he in the original gens, him and Squirtle were obviously some of the choicier ones when it came to picking them to start off with, because your first gym leader is Brock. In fact, a lot of people started off with Venusaur because your first gym is Brock, your second gym is Misty, and then your third being LT Surge, making you have an advantage against all three gym leaders. That being said, let's move on. Sitting in at number 9, we've got the Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise line. Truthfully, They're this slow because their design is a bit lacking when it comes to everything. As well as, so they have a better moveset than Venusaur, which is why they're ranked a little higher. And their design is actually fairly good. Especially Blastoise. I don't like Wartortle's design as much, but I like Blastoise's design and everything they do with the Mega Evolution as well as the Gigantamax, where they basically include more cannons to Blastoise, making him a literal tank. So, needless to say, he was also not my first choice when playing the original games. I didn't like his design as much as the one I did choose, which is Charizard. Especially if I was playing Red, I would always choose Charizard because it's the game's mascot. You gotta pick the game's mascot. That being said, he's got a decent moveset. Mine does not a whole lot. Water Pulse on the weaker side of things. But I've also got Flash Cannon, which is not a bad choice. And then Hydro Pump. The downside to Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, Solar Beam. So Fire Blast and Hydro Pump and Blizzard. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, those three, not Solar Beam. Solar Beam, the downside with Solar Beam is you have to wait a turn, but it has 100% accuracy. The downside with these ones is they only have 80% accuracy as opposed to the 100 that Solar Beam has, but they're about the same strength if I remember correctly. Again, he was a prime choice to start off with only because it made the first gym leader really easy. But he proves to not be as good against gyms 2 and 3 and even 4, because 4 is Erica. One of the ones he's really good at. I would say are gyms 7 and 8. Yeah, because I think that's Blaine and Giovanni. Because Giovanni may be a various type. He actually has a lot of ground type. Depending on the game, if you go with red and blue, he's got a Kangaskhan, and a couple other things. Nidoking, Nidoqueen. His biggest one, his main penchant is his Rhydon, which Rhydon's not bad. But all in all, these two really didn't grab my attention like the rest of this list. So, without further ado, let's move on. What's good, everyone? So for my number 8 spot, we've got, they don't actually share a line until Gen 2, but we've got the Hitmon family. I'm only going to be covering Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan in this because it is a Kanto one. So Hitmonlee, I like his design. His lack of a mouth makes him unique, especially in Gen 1. Motherfuck. I hit the wrong button. Um, the downside is his move set is lacking. Aside from that, he is a great Pokemon. I'm glad a member of the Elite Four actually possesses him, and Hitmonchan, as well as obtains Hitmontop in Gen 2 when you face him again. So this is one of his biggest moves. It's a hard-hitting move. In fact, one of the hardest hitting moves, especially for Gen 1. The biggest downside is its accuracy. It does not have 100%, therefore you can miss, and if you miss, obviously you hurt yourself. They made a not as powerful variant called Jump Kick. I think it's around 80 power. But it has 100% accuracy, and if you miss, you don't hurt yourself. But contrary to Hitmonlee, we've got Hitmonchan, which his design I feel like is lacking a bit. He's a boxer. He's supposed to be a boxer, but he's also based off of Jackie Chan. But the whole boxing thing never really made sense to me if he's supposed to be based off of Jackie Chan. But he makes up for it by having an amazing moveset. Any punch move, he could basically learn it. I've got mine knowing Focus Punch, Bullet Punch, and Drain Punch. But he can also learn Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch. Essentially, you can have him know a bunch of moves that aren't even his type. So you could have Bullet Punch, which is fast. It's essentially a steel variant of Mach Punch, where you go first and you hit. And then you can have him have Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. I don't recommend that because then you don't get the stab bonus, but to each their own. But realistically, they were always my favorite. I was always bummed when I could only get one or the other, and I could never really choose when it came time for it. But that's why I had 2 games and all that fun stuff, and because we didn't have, you know, online shit, but it was always fun. If I didn't have my absolute favorite fighting Pokemon from Gen 1 on my team, I would automatically switch these guys in and take someone out, whoever it was. 9 times out of 10, I had Machamp on my team. Well, Machoke, because I hadn't evolved it yet. Oftentimes, it's not a bad combo having High Jump Kick and Reversal. But, oh look, my Hitmonchan just leveled up. But, like, So I feel like these two are great fighting Pokemon. If I ever make a like top 10 fighting Pokemon list, these two are definitely going on there. I don't think their counterpart, Hitmonchan, is going to make it because I don't like his design as much or his moveset as much as these two. But that being said, let's move on. Sitting in at number 7, we have Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot. Unfortunately, one of my favorite floating type is not in this game. Which I was so upset about. I love this game and all, but they really need to add some more Kanto Pokemon. They need another DLC, and it needs to be the inclusion of every other Pokemon. Like 100%. Because there are a lot of Johto Pokemon that I would love to see in here as well. Such as the starters. But Pidgeot, and Pidgeotto, I said that backwards again, but I don't give a fuck. They're often seen as one of the first Pokemon you get, which is fair. And son of a bitch. Notably, I use a Pidgeot 9 times out of 10 on my Kanto playthroughs. In fact, I think in my Let's Go Eevee, I have one on my team that's part of my main team. I have the 3 starters, my Eevee, a Pidgeot, and I think a Primeape. Unless I took out Pidgeot and just left in Charizard. I might have done that. I don't know. I haven't played Let's Go in forever. But that being said, I love the design of Pidgeot, as well as its moveset. For early generations, it had a pretty good moveset, and then they only improved upon it. But on that note, we're going to move on. And sitting in at number 6, we've got Abracadabra Alakazam, one of the original Psychic type Pokemon. With these guys, obviously, I haven't really done much with mine. I evolved him into a Kadabra at level 61, and then I evolved him into Alakazam. So needless to say, his moveset is lacking. Well, mine is, but he learns an amazing moveset, with the inclusion of a bunch of ghost type moves, even some dark type moves, as well as a few other things. I love the design of Abracadabra and even Alakazam. I like the design. Let's see how well I'm going to do with shitty moves. Because I've got Teleport and Confusion. Oh, great. This is going to go well. If I decide not to go with a Gengar on my team, I typically go with an Alakazam for my Gen 1 team. Mostly because he packs just as much punch as a Gengar. The only difference is in the original games, he doesn't learn any ghost moves, tons of psychic moves, and he has the special attack to kick some major ass. Oh, he leveled up. No move though. That being said, I think it's time for us to move on. Coming in at number 5, we've got Ghastly Haunter and Gengar. I love his moveset. He learns all sorts of random ass moves. Like, look at mine. He's got Sludge Wave, Shadow Ball, Dream Eater, and Dazzling Gleam. In the originals, he also learns like Thunder, Fire Blast. Being a ghost type, he basically could learn all sorts of elemental shit. I love his design, as well as Ghastly and Haunters. Even the design of his Mega Evolution. His Gigantamax is a little weird, not gonna lie. But I definitely dig it. Definitely dig it. But that being said, I think it's time to move on to number 4. And of course, sitting at number 4, you should have seen this coming. Charizard. He is my favorite starter from Gen 1. He's got a great moveset. I love his design, even with his Mega Evolutions, as well as his Gigantamax. And his shiny looks badass. He is by far my number 1 pick when it comes to playing through Gen 1 games. That's why I was so excited that they gave him a new form in this one, as well as the Mega Evolutions that he did get. The only reason he's not placed even higher is because I don't like his personality in the anime, and that's about it. So anime Charizard is kind of a dick. But that being said, probably a good time to move on. And sitting at number 3, and you probably thought I was going to say Machamp. It's not Machamp. I'm using him as a placeholder because this one is also not in the game. So, sitting at number 3, we've got Manky Primate. Yeah, Manky and Primate. I forgot, they only have 2. Manky and Primate, I love their designs. Manky is just a little scrawny monkey that can occasionally pack a punch, depending on what move he's got. And then you've got Primate, who becomes more of a seasoned fighter, who uses tons of rage. He is just a ball of fury. But that being said, I love his design. And his appearance in the anime was hilarious. He basically beat the fuck out of Ash, and it was amazing. But he's ranked higher than the Hitmons, mostly because I like his moveset just as much as I like Hitmonchan's, and I like his design just as much as I like Hitmonlee. So he is essentially Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan rolled into one Pokemon, and I love it. I love it. That being said, it is time to move on. Next on this list at number 2, we've got Mew and Mewtwo. While they may not be a direct evolution line, I'm still counting it because fuck, why not? Mewtwo is technically a genetic modification of the renowned Mew. So Mew is by far one of my favorite mythical Pokemon, being able to learn literally any move as long as you can teach it to him. With few exceptions, such as the ones that they just do starter Pokemon or what have you. But I love these two's design, and for the first two most powerful psychic type Pokemon, because until Gen 2, these two were at the top, were at the pinnacle of psychic Pokemon. They did an amazing job. They honestly, in my opinion, they missed an opportunity. They could have had this be an evolution line where you are able to catch a Mew and then you can evolve it into Mewtwo. But they didn't even think about having legendaries evolve like that until much later, which is just a shame in my opinion. Legendaries didn't even have their own forms until like Gen 4, which is a shame. Crying shame. But as the most powerful legendary Pokemon until, you know, you get into later gens, Mewtwo did a great job. And as the first mythical Pokemon, Mew did an excellent job as well. I was hoping my Mew didn't just have fucking status effect moves. That being said, I think it's time we moved on. And then sitting at number 1, we've got the pinnacle of evolution. We've got Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon, who somehow keep popping out new and exciting evolutions. Currently, Eevee is sitting at 8 different evolutions you can turn your Eevee into, being Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon as the first 3. Gen 2 came out with 2 more. Gen 4, 2 more. And I think Gen 6 came out with 1 more. So Vaporeon is obviously the tanky one. I love evolutions. They are my favorite evolution line in general. In all of Pokemon, these 9 Pokemon are probably my favorite. Obviously these 3 are sitting at my top 5. The other 2 being Umbreon and Espeon. Espeon is my all-time favorite evolution. I love their designs. Their moveset is freaking wild. Jolteon learns fighting moves, bug moves, electric moves, just about anything else really. And then you've got Vaporeon, who has a penchant on the water and the ice. What the fuck, Vaporeon? And then you've got Flareon, who learns a massive variety of fire moves. In the original ones, the second I got my Eevee, I actually tried evolving it into one of these three. I don't really think I had a set one I would evolve it into. Actually, I think typically it was Vaporeon. Only because Vaporeon just stuck out more. And Vaporeon is a tanky little bitch. He has tons of HP and defenses. Whereas you've got Jolteon, who is really fast and has some attack power. And then Flareon, which it has... I think he's a little bit more balanced than the other two. Having a mixture of defense and attack power. And Flareon is my only female. Which you should keep in mind is extremely rare for an Eevee to be female. About the same rarity as a starter. A starter has, I think, 25% chance of being a female and 75% to be male. And Eevee and Pikachu are just like that as well. So if you have a female of any of those, you are a lucky son of a bitch. That being said, I think that's about it for this video. Please, if you like this content, like, comment, and subscribe. And shoot me your ideas for what I should do next. That'll be it. I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. Stay safe.